If you're working toward your California LPCC and you're buried in spreadsheets and sticky notes, this video is for you. In this video, I'll show you how to track your supervised hours the way the California Board of Behavioral Sciences actually counts them, without janky spreadsheets from Etsy. By the end, you'll know the basic math the board uses, how to log your hours in an app called License Trail, and how to send your supervisor a clean PDF report in seconds. Let's start with the rules you're working under. Once you've finished your qualifying degree and you're registered as an APCC, California expects you to complete 3,000 hours of supervised experience over at least 104 weeks. Those hours have to be earned while you're registered as an APCC, and they all need to fall within 6 years before the board receives your licensure application, or they can be rejected. Inside those 3,000 hours, the board splits your time into two big buckets. The first bucket is what they call direct clinical counseling experience. That's your actual counseling work with individuals, couples, families, or groups. You need at least 1,750 hours of that kind of direct, face-to-face clinical work. You can go over that number if you want. There's no upper limit on direct hours as long as your total supervised experience stays at 3,000. The second bucket is called nonclinical practice. This is everything else the board lets you count, like supervision meetings, writing progress notes and clinical reports, administering and scoring assessments, client-centered advocacy, and time spent in relevant workshops or trainings. You can only use up to 1,250 hours of this non-clinical work toward your 3,000. So the math the board is checking is simple but strict. At least 1,750 direct clinical hours, no more than 1,250 non-clinical hours, and the combined total has to land right at 3,000 supervised hours. On top of that, California is very particular about how your weeks and supervision are structured. For your hours in a given week to count, you have to get at least 1 unit of supervision in that setting. 1 unit means either 1 hour of individual or triadic supervision, or 2 hours of group supervision with no more than 8 supervisees. If you provide more than 10 hours of face-to-face counseling in a week at a single site, you need 2 units of supervision for that week in that setting. You also have weekly caps. You can only count up to 40 hours of supervised experience per week, and only up to 6 hours of supervision per week, even if you meet with your supervisor more than that. If your spreadsheets aren't tracking direct versus non-clinical correctly, or they're not checking those supervision rules week by week, it's easy to end up with hours the board won't accept. Quick disclaimer, always double-check the current LPCC requirements on the California BBS website, because regulations can change. Those are the numbers your license is built on. If you mislabel them or your supervision doesn't line up with your hours, your licensure timeline gets pushed back. So how do you keep all of that straight without doing algebra every Sunday night? You could try to juggle everything in a spreadsheet and hope the formulas stay intact, or you can let License Trail do the counting for you. Let's jump right into the dashboard. We're inside License Trail, already set up for the California LPCC track. Say you just wrapped up your day. You saw a handful of clients and then spent some time on notes. To log a counseling session, you click Add a Log. Set the date you saw the client. Add a start time if you want. Choose direct hours. Pick the type of session. Enter how long it lasted. Select your site. Choose your supervisor and hit Add Log. You can enter every session separately, which is what most supervisors prefer, or combine similar sessions into a single entry if they're comfortable with that. You also need to log your supervision. If you met with your supervisor for an hour of individual supervision this week, you choose the supervision category, select individual supervision as the activity, enter the duration, add any notes you want to remember, and save. If it was group supervision, you log it the same way, but choose group supervision and enter the time. Anytime you're doing non-clinical work like progress notes, testing, advocacy, or trainings, you log those as non-clinical practice too, with the right category and duration. The important thing is that every log gets tagged using California's categories. License Trail knows what counts as direct clinical counseling and what belongs in non-clinical practice. It keeps a running total toward your 3,000 hours, tracks how close you are to the 1,750 direct hour minimum and the 1,250 non-clinical maximum. and quietly checks those weekly supervision rules and hour caps in the background so you don't have to. Now fast forward to the end of the month. Your supervisor says, "Send me your October hours so I can review and sign off." In License Trail, you open the report builder, choose your date range, pick your supervisor if you have more than one, click Generate, and export the report as a PDF. You instantly get a clean breakdown of your total hours, how many are direct versus non-clinical, and how much supervision you received in that period, organized in a way your supervisor can quickly read and compare to your weekly logs. You can email that PDF directly, upload it to whatever portal they use, or print it for your records. So to recap quickly, for the California LPCC, you need 3,000 supervised hours over at least 104 weeks, with at least 1,750 direct clinical hours, no more than 1,250 non-clinical hours, and supervision that meets the board's weekly rules. You already have enough to think about with your clients, your job, and your exams. You shouldn't also have to worry about whether your spreadsheet formulas are right. If you want to try License Trail, it's completely free to start. I'll drop the link below. Thanks for watching and good luck with your hours.